I do not believe in, I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab.
Michelle Obama was a man.
I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's the man.
Y'all, we need to talk about something wild. You remember when Joan Rivers, the queen of no-filter comedy, went off about Michelle Obama? Well, some old clips have resurfaced, and now people are saying Michelle might finally be addressing the drama. If you thought this was just another internet conspiracy, buckle up, because this story has layers.
Miss Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does
Joan Rivers' shocking comments. Where it all started. Let's rewind for a second. Back in 2014, Joan Rivers made a comment that had the internet shook. While casually speaking to reporters, she was asked if America would ever see its first gay president. Without hesitation, she responded, "We already have it with Obama. You know Michelle is a trans. Everybody knows that." Pause. What? Now, if you know Joan Rivers, you know she wasn't one to sugarcoat anything. She said what she wanted, and she didn't care who got mad. But this comment, it was a whole different level. She was basically implying that Michelle Obama wasn't born female, and people didn't know what to do with that information. Was she joking? Being shady? Or was she trying to tell us something? At first, most people laughed it off because, well, Joan was always saying something outrageous. But others weren't so sure. And then, just 2 months later, Joan Rivers passed away suddenly during what was supposed to be a routine medical procedure. That's when the conspiracy theories really started to spiral. For shares, the internet runs with it. The conspiracy gets bigger. After Joan's passing, the internet did what the internet does best, took a small comment and turned it into a full-blown theory. You had YouTube videos popping up with so-called evidence, Twitter threads dissecting Michelle's body structure, and even experts claiming they had proof to back up Joan's claim. Some people pointed to old photos of Michelle, analyzing her shoulders, hands, and even her walk. Others brought up videos of Barack Obama allegedly slipping up and referring to Michelle as Michael in speeches. Now, to most people, this all sounded ridiculous. But the more it spread, the more people started to ask, was Joan just joking, or was she exposing something she wasn't supposed to? And if it was the latter, did she pay the price for it? Michelle Obama's silence. Why hasn't she addressed it? Through all of this, Michelle Obama stayed quiet. No statements, no interviews, no social media posts clapping back. Nothing. And honestly, that silence just made people talk even more. To her supporters, it was clear. Michelle didn't need to respond to something so absurd. Why dignify a conspiracy theory with a response? But to those who believed Joan's claim, her silence was suspicious. They saw it as proof that there was something to hide. This theory has been circulating for nearly a decade, and still, Michelle hasn't publicly acknowledged it. But recently, something interesting happened. Michelle finally breaks her silence. Kind of. While Michelle hasn't directly addressed the Joan Rivers situation, she did open up in a way that some people think is her subtle response. In her latest interviews, and even in her book, The Light We Carry, Michelle talks a lot about dealing with cruel rumors, false accusations, and the pressure of being in the public eye. She admits that being First Lady put her under an extreme level of scrutiny, especially as a Black woman in America. She talks about how people tried to dehumanize her, mock her appearance, and tear down everything she stood for. Now, she doesn't call out Joan Rivers by name, but the message is clear. She's aware of what people say about her, and she's not wasting her time on it. Some fans think this is her classy way of shutting down the rumors without giving them too much attention. Others? They still want a straight-up, "this is false" statement from her. The Joan Rivers mystery. Coincidence or something more? And then there's the other question that keeps coming up. Was Joan Rivers' death really just a tragic accident? Or is there something more to the story? Let's be real. Joan was 81 years old at the time, and medical complications aren't unheard of at that age. But the way it happened had people side-eyeing the whole situation. She went in for a routine throat procedure. Something went wrong, and she stopped breathing. A week later, she was gone. Some reports claim there were mistakes made during the procedure, while others believe it was just bad luck. But the timing? That's what gets people talking. She made that comment about Michelle, and not even 2 months later, she was gone. To some, that's just too much of a coincidence. Barack Obama's take. Has he ever responded? And what about Barack? Has he ever addressed these claims about Michelle? Nope. Not once. Barack Obama has always been known for his calm, calculated way of handling controversy. He doesn't engage in foolishness, and he's not about to start now. But just like Michelle's silence, his lack of response has only fueled more speculation. Some believe that if these rumors were really ridiculous, he would have just laughed them off years ago. But others argue that entertaining the conspiracy would just give it more life. Either way, the Obamas have kept it moving, living their best post-White House life, while the internet keeps doing what it does. War Cheat? Why people love a good conspiracy. At the end of the day, people love a good conspiracy theory, especially when it involves powerful people. Whether it's the Illuminati, celebrity cloning, or secret government cover-ups, people want to believe that there's more going on behind the scenes. The idea that Michelle Obama, one of the most famous women in the world, is secretly someone else? It's the kind of wild theory that keeps people entertained. But does that mean there's truth to it? Not necessarily. Most of the evidence is just people overanalyzing things, twisting words, and making assumptions. And let's be honest, Joan Rivers was a comedian. She made her career off saying things that were shocking, inappropriate, and sometimes offensive. So was she joking? Probably. Was there any truth to what she said? Highly unlikely. But once a rumor like that starts, it never really goes away. Final thoughts. Will Michelle ever truly address it? So, will Michelle Obama ever come out and shut this down once and for all? Probably not. At this point, she's made it clear. She's not here to entertain nonsense. She's focused on her family, her career, and using her platform for bigger conversations. But one thing's for sure. This theory isn't going anywhere. People will keep analyzing old photos, digging up clips, and convincing themselves that Joan Rivers was trying to tell us something before she died. That's just the way the internet works. And as for Michelle, she'll keep doing what she does best, living her life, ignoring the noise, and letting the conspiracy theorists talk amongst themselves. What do y'all think? Was Joan Rivers just being Joan, or was she onto something? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest mysteries.